Hi guys, this is Thunder E from Booredatwork and welcome to another battle vid. Actually more of a comparison than anything else. But here we're taking a look at the Moto E and the Moto G. So taking a look at both devices, they look very, very similar. Well, that's because they technically are similar in build and design, but let's zoom in a little bit closer and take a good look at both devices. So we kind of have both black devices here. It's kind of a bummer, but that's all we have. So the Moto E is on the left and the Moto G is on the right. The Moto E retails for $129. The Moto G starts at $179 and of course goes up to an LTE version at $219. Now the couple of key differences you can see off the bat here. First of all, the back of both devices. Now the Moto G has this matted finish, so it's not glossy, it's not slip. It's also got a speaker at the back of the device. While the Moto E has more of a slightly glossified finish, doesn't have the big dimple that you find here, has a smaller dimple, and no speaker at the back. Now both have 5-megapixel cameras on both devices, but the 5-megapixel camera on the Moto E doesn't record at 720p. This on the Moto G records at 720p. Now, in terms of the size, now the Moto E this is a 4.3-inch device. This is a 4.5-inch device, and actually the Moto E is actually thicker in size, just from width size of the device. If you hold them side to side, you can see here it's a little bit harder, but this is actually thinner and also feels lighter. The Moto G feels lighter. We flip them around. As I mentioned, this is a 4.3-inch device for a Moto E, and this is a 4.5 720p display. First of all, you can see even on the front of the device, there are a couple of key differences here without even talking about just the screen itself. You can see the Moto E has kind of like this two silver bars where your earpiece and your speakers are in the front. And then there is no front-facing camera, while the Moto G has a front-facing camera on the Moto G here. So if you actually power them up, we can show you. Now both power buttons and volume rockers are on the same side for both devices. And we decided to use different images here so we wouldn't get confused. Here we have Venom Girl, and then of course we have Ben Affleck as Batman in our image here. So in terms of processing power, now both of them have a gig of RAM, but they're running two different processors. The Moto E here runs a Snapdragon 200 dual-core 1.2 gigahertz processor, while the Moto G runs a Snapdragon quad-core processor, the Snapdragon 400. Can't remember the clock speed offhand. But because of that, you get differences in speeds. Now, the Moto E is a very smooth device. It's still smooth, not as smooth as what you get with the Moto G. And also, this doesn't handle games as well. I mean, you really have to play very basic games. You can't do things like, Modern Combat on high levels. You can play some Modern Combat in a Moto G, but again, you see some of those differences there. So there are a couple of key differences on there. Now, both have over 24 hours battery life. I've been using this, the Moto G since yesterday, and the Moto E since yesterday, and the battery life is about at 50%. Seriously, it's let's see, where's our 57% is our battery life on there, and this likewise with the Moto G here, that's a 59. So they do have all-day battery, which is one of the cool benefits you see from stuff that Motorola has put out altogether. So this is more of a comparison, not really a battle vid. Just trying to show you both devices here to show you the differences between the Moto E and the Moto G. Now, one of the other cool thing to mention, now the LTE version of the Moto G, I'm not sure how it looks, but the LTE version of this device does have an expandable storage micro SD. This doesn't, and you really cannot. You can open up the back cover here. But as again, it's open up the back cover. It's got a micro SIM slot, but there is no expandable storage, and you can see it's a removable battery. Same thing with the Moto E. We can open this up. You can see here, again, no removable battery. micro SIM, but it does have expandable storage with a micro SD card here, so you can expand the storage on the Moto E. Overall, that's just showing you both devices, the differences, some of the similarities between both devices. They don't have necessarily similar hardware like some people might think in terms of what is brought to the table, but here you have it. So if you guys have any questions or any comments about the Moto E or the Moto G, let us know. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and guys, do subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you subscribing. It helps us make more videos so we know that people are watching, and we're not doing this just because we want to or we're just making silly videos, but the fact that people actually like our videos. So we truly appreciate that, and I want to thank you again for subscribing and checking out the channel. So again, like this video, share this video, and this is Thunder E saying thank you and always enjoy your entertainment.